Hey guys, Eric here, Mr. Fired Up Wealth. Have you watched The Mandalorian? If you haven't, you probably still know who this guy is, right? Baby Yoda. Well, I believe that we've only seen the beginning of Disney's efforts to monetize Baby Yoda from their streaming series on Disney Plus called The Mandalorian. Many would argue that Baby Yoda is the cutest and most marketable Star Wars character in history. As you may already know, Disney held off on merchandising Baby Yoda per the request of the Mandalorian development team in order to keep the reveal of the Mandalorian pilot a secret. However, Baby Yoda was so popular, he's also known as the child, he was so beloved that he became a widespread meme instantly after the show's launch, before many people even had an opportunity to watch it. I have a stock idea for 2020 that could turn you a nice profit. In fact, I'll cover 3 stocks that could benefit from the Baby Yoda craze. I'll focus primarily on a company called Build-A-Bear. That stock ticker is BBW, and I'll talk about how you can potentially cash in, but I'll also mention those 2 other companies. It's going to be a fun video, so let's get started. Okay, guys, here is the Build-A-Bear workshop website, of course. Stock ticker BBW. It's one of several retail operators that have struggled as mall traffic just slowly dies. They offer that in-person experience to actually pick out and build a teddy bear, a plush toy. And if you've been to the mall, you've probably seen one of these. The company's relied on mall traffic for way too long, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But if you have a kid, you probably have been to one of these. You've probably spent $30 on a bear and then $10 on clothes that go on it or whatever. But it can be it can be an expensive little visit if you haven't experience it. I want to jump over to the Fidelity website real quick and read the company profile just to get a better understanding of the company for you. So Build-A-Bear Workshop, Inc. operates as a specialty retailer of plush animals and related products. The company operates through 3 segments: direct-to-consumer, international franchising, and commercial. Its merchandise comprises of a range of styles of stuffed animals, clothing, shoes, and accessories for the stuffed animals and other toy novelty items. And the company operates its stores under the Build-A-Bear Workshop brand name and sells its products through e-commerce sites. We'll get to that in a little bit because that's important. They're starting to grow that. This is the main thing I want to cover here. As of February 2nd, 2019, it operates 373 stores, including 313 stores in the United States and Canada, and 60 stores in the United Kingdom, Ireland, Denmark, and China, as well as 97 franchise stores internationally. Build-A-Bear Workshop, Inc. was founded in 1997 and is headquartered in St. Louis, Missouri. So let's just look at the website here. Oh, a new subscriber. Thank you, Eric Flores. So obviously, they're late to the party. They are. They've got some great lineups, though. The collection here: Star Wars, Pokemon, Frozen 2. Look at all this Disney characters: Aladdin, Frozen, Lion King. I've got 2 daughters, so Moana. I mean, I could probably spend like $1,000. If I could spend unlimited money at this store with my daughters. I've got a 5 and a 2-year-old. Build-A-Bear is late to the party, but they are now pushing e-commerce and third-party retail locations. I'm going to get to that in a little bit, so hold on. These 3 strategies seem to be working for the company, and there's also a lot of room to grow. The home run ball for me, of course, this whole video is based around Baby Yoda. That's the home run ball. And the stock was already kind of bottoming without the Baby Yoda product, but now with this addition, I see this as being BBW, stock ticker BBW, a solid swing trade at least for 2020. I'm going to get to some financials and then technicals, and I'll show you the technicals. That's really one of the major keys when you're looking at this stock right now. But I see it as at least a swing trade for a good $1 a share, and potentially even longer than that. I personally am going to swing this. I probably won't hold it long, but with that said, this could be one of those stocks that actually, it could be a turnaround story where the company gets back to its old glory days. We'll talk about it in a little while, but it once was over a $20 stock, and it's trading at about $4.89 right now. So, they recently did raise their guidance for a full fiscal year, and I'm going to talk about financials in a little bit. What I really want to hit home here is that in the 2019 holiday season, Baby Yoda became, as I mentioned earlier, one of the hottest selling toys. However, the products wouldn't actually ship for months. So you could go to Amazon, stock ticker AMZN, one of my favorites for 2020 and beyond. And you could buy a talking Baby Yoda, and that was made by Hasbro. So that's one of the companies, one of the additional stocks you can look into, Hasbro. That stock ticker is HAS, and it does pay a decent dividend. Used to own that stock, but I don't anymore. They own like My Little Pony. You've probably seen some My Little Pony stuff around my office. My daughters both are really into that. But Hasbro's been around a long time. They own, the Monopoly games and all that. That's one stock you can look into. And then also on Amazon, back to what I was talking about, Mattel, stock ticker MAT, also had a plush toy that you could buy on Amazon. Both of those sold out. So the talking Baby Yoda from Hasbro and then the plush toy from Mattel, they both sold out almost immediately. The problem is you couldn't actually get the products until April or May of 2020. So if I've got a little kid and I'm buying them a Christmas gift, what good does it do me if I have to wait 5 months before I get the product? So it's kind of a snafu there, and I'm going to show you a video in a second from USA Today that kind of goes into that. But Disney, stock ticker DIS, that's another company you can look at, of course, that can benefit from Baby Yoda. So really there's 4 companies. Most of you probably already own Disney, but if you don't, take a look at that one with Disney Plus. I think that's a good one to hold on to for a little while. You can go to their website, Disney's website, and it allows customers to pre-order a Baby Yoda plush for $24.99 US. It has an estimated ship date at April 20th, 2020. However, there's a limit of 1 per customer. Of course, they don't want you to, buy a bunch of them and sell on eBay. Let's go into this video. So here's an article from USA Today, and I need to just kind of refresh this real quick. So if you go to USA Today, there's a Baby Yoda, the hit from Star Wars series Mandalorian, coming soon to Build-A-Bear, and this is a few days old from January 14th. So you might have already read this. And I'm going to play this video really fast here, turn the volume down. So it says Disney may have lost about I'm going to start over. So the beginning of this is going to tell you that Disney, Baby Yoda, about $2.7 million. Of course, $2.7 million isn't really that much for Disney, but it talks a little bit about, Disney becoming a favorite, how it held back the release like we talked about. They didn't want to avoid the spoilers, as we mentioned. And so if you haven't seen Baby Yoda, here's some live Baby Yoda. I recommend watching The Mandalorian if you haven't seen it. It's very good. If you're a Star Wars fan, it's much better than I would have expected. The first season's over. They're making a second season. They're like between 30 and 45 minutes per episode. And I can't remember if there's 6 or 8 episodes, but anyway, let's jump into some financials. So first, okay, so here's Fidelity. I like Fidelity. I don't know if, which you prefer, Fidelity or something else, but Build-A-Bear Workshop, it's trading at $4.89. I was lucky enough to get into this last Thursday before it popped, so I'm up about 7%. You can see if you look at a max chart on this, they've seen better days. This was at one point over a $30 stock. This is a long time ago. But even, if you look at 2015, we're looking at a $22 stock, and it's just been on a downtrend ever since retail started, getting punished. 52-week performance is down 1.81%. You can see the earnings per share. They've been missing consistently. 8 cents, missed by 7 cents, 7 cents, 12 cents. And they haven't done very, very well. And it's, partially because, they've relied too much on mall traffic, and that's hurt them. So let's talk about third quarter earnings, though. So they had $70.1 million, which was an increase of only about 2.5%. But the good news is going up, and they've had some exciting announcements on that earnings call, which got some investors excited. The gross margin is actually improved to 39.5%. And they had an ICR presentation that demonstrated several plans of how they plan to build in the future and how they plan to grow. So I want to cover 3 bullet points from that. Number 1, and we've already talked about it, e-commerce and digital commerce growth, which is critical, of course. Number 2, expand retail diversification and accessibility through expansion in third-party retail. I'm going to talk about that in a second, and there's some really interesting stuff going on in that space. And then the third is revenue diversification through outbound licensing and entertainment. So the Build-A-Bear, they've actually opened stores, and I didn't know this until I started researching more into it, but they started opening stores through partners like Great Wolf Lodge, Landry's Restaurants, and Carnival Cruise Lines. And obviously to expand sales, they're also testing third-party stores in 3 different fronts. And I found this really interesting. Military bases, Chuck E. Cheese locations. That seems like that would be an excellent location. I mean, that seems like a good idea. And then inside Marriott resorts, which after thinking about it hard does make sense, but it wouldn't have been my first choice. Another idea is that they have is to add additional stores inside of Walmart locations, which they've already been doing at select locations, and so they already have some in the Walmart stores. Now, when you think about this as a parent, I don't know if you're a parent or not. It doesn't matter if you are or aren't. It's pretty easy to figure out if you've got a little kid and you're on Carnival Cruise Line, or if you go to Chuck E. Cheese and they've got a little mini Build-A-Bear shop, or even it doesn't even have to be a Build-A-Bear. It could just be their product already built, just, Yoda plush toys. There's a good chance you're probably walking out with, $30 less money, and you're going to buy one of those teddy bears for your kid. Not always, and I'm not saying I'm spoiled, but it's very strategic marketing on their part to put their product, their merchandise into places that people already have to go. People go to Walmart to buy groceries, to buy everyday goods, and it's more likely that someone's going to go to Walmart on a given day than they are going to go to an actual mall and walk around and go into one of those old school stores. So I think it's a great mix. Obviously, it's something that they need to continue to build, and I think they're trending in the right direction. So I wanted to look, and this isn't always guaranteed, guys, but this is the number one reason why I like this stock as a flip. For me, it's a swing trade, something that I'll hold for a couple of months. It just depends on what it does. I'm trying to get maybe $1.50 out of it, and then try to flip it for a profit. But again, these aren't always right, and I want you to do your own homework, do your own due diligence. But I've confirmed this chart pattern on Fidelity Trader Pro, on TradingView, and I'm going to read this to you. It makes sense to me. You do your own homework. But Build-A-Bear Workshop Inc. forms bullish double bottom chart pattern. It has detected a double bottom chart pattern formed on Build-A-Bear Workshop, stock ticker BBW on the New York Stock Exchange. This bullish signal indicates that the price may rise from the close of $4.49. It's actually $4.89 after Friday, went up 7%, to a range of $5.70 to $6. That sounds pretty good to me. If I can get $1.10 even from here to $6, heck, even $5.50, if I can make 50, 60 cents on a $4, $5 stock, that's pretty good return on investment, and it's probably going to happen in pretty short order. So this says the pattern formed over 119 days, which is roughly the time period which the target may be achieved. So this is saying in 119 days, you'll get to $5.70 to $6. I think it's going to happen before then, and it might even blast past that. And I'll get to that in a second why with the technicals and how these parabolic moves can happen. So the current support is $2.90. So a little bit of risk there, a couple of dollars worth on the spread, and no resistance level has been found. So that can be good, because that means it can just shoot up and be parabolic, like I said earlier. A double bottom is considered a bullish signal indicating a possible reversal of the current downtrend to a new uptrend, sometimes called a W formation because of the pattern it creates on the chart. Double bottom consists of 2 well-defined sharp troughs at approximately the same price level. The technical event occurs when the price breaks out above the highest high of the formation, which confirms the pattern. You can see it, guys. It's really clear. September, boom, bound November, December, bam. And, this is one of the clearest double bottom chart patterns that I've actually seen in a long time. And if you take a look at TradingView, I want to show you the technicals because this is important too. So RSI, relative strength index. If it's over 70, usually it's overheated and it's going to sell off. In this case, this stock is at 82.33. So the oscillator is going to tell you to sell the stock. The only thing is that these oscillators don't recognize parabolic moves. And that's why it's important to never use one thing. You got to use moving averages, oscillators, logic. A lot of it is logic, guys. Like, hey, there's Baby Yoda. They're going to sell a lot of Baby Yodas. They're going to make money. Logic. But if you look at all the moving averages, the moving averages are all buy except for one. One's neutral. And with you can see, like AMD, for example, AMD has been over that 70 RSI for months, and it just keeps going up and keeps going up because it's basically a parabolic trend. People believe in the company. People are just buying it regardless of the valuation, and they're buying it off of potential future earnings and growth. So the moving average is telling you this is a strong buy. The summary is a buy, and the only reason it's not a strong buy is because the oscillators are neutral because half of them are sell, and mostly because of the RSI, the relative strength index. So I like this stock. I like it as a trade. Would I hold it? Maybe, but it's one of those I'd probably at least shave half the profit when I got close to that $6 range, and maybe all of it, and I might ride it for a while. Do your own homework. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate your time. If you haven't subscribed, please click the little red button on the right, the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Subscribe. There's also a little bell you need to click. That bell is for notifications so that you'll get notified when a new video comes out. I try to get at least 1 to 2 videos out every week, and the channel really is about helping you invest in the stock market to achieve financial freedom over time. But this channel covers lots of different things, from growth stocks, speculative growth stocks, dividend investing stocks, personal finance tips, retirement tips, all kinds of different information about your wealth. So please subscribe. I also encourage you to join our community on Facebook. There is a page called, of course, Fired Up Wealth. Go click like on there, and then once you're at that page, there's also a private group that you can apply for. You do have to answer the questions on there. Make sure you fill that out completely. We want to keep the quality of that group to the maximum potential that we possibly can. We have about 1,000 people in that Facebook group, and it's growing really fast. So I encourage you to join there. We've had some great conversations, some stock trading ideas. It's really a great community, and I'm proud to be a part of it. So thanks again for your time. Appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.